Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel, Coins Reaction Zone, and another Scooby-Doo reaction. So last episode was the Phantom of the Country Music Hall, which I rated a 5.5 out of 10, because there were some enjoyable parts of the episode. Jerry Reed wasn't in it very much, and I felt like the villains were pretty lackluster, but I liked also Jerry Reed's demeanor, and his songs were pretty fun as well. Why there was a lot of editing, and like always, I do my little watch beforehand, and then basically make a little summary thing of what happens during the episode, just to make editing easier, especially for these long episodes. But once we get into the 20-minute episodes, it'll be a lot simpler since I can just condense it down a lot better. But for now, this is episode 15 of this season and episode 40 overall, called the Caped Crusader Caper, released on December 16th, 1972. Batman, Robin, Joker, and Penguin as the guest stars. And this is also their last official animated appearance. But they do appear in a segment of the Batman the Brave and the Bold episode. Batmite presents Batman's Strange Cases, so that's pretty interesting. They are voiced by their Super Friends counterparts, not like the Adam West. And here we go for the episode and then the beginning reaction part. The gang meet up with Batman and Robin for a second time while out camping. They join forces to try and foil Joker and the Penguin's attempt to steal Professor Flakey's flying suit. And Professor Flakey is an inventor. So one night in the forest, the Mystery Inc. gang are camping. Daphne asks a hungry Shaggy and Scooby to get more firewood, with the latter ended up pulling the antlers of a moose. Apparently they'd never seen a moose before, mistaken for a wild horse. The duo hear strange laughing and spot the Joker and Penguin taking a man they call Professor into the forest. Shaggy and Scooby accidentally give away their position, which the Joker and Penguin hear. And then they see smoke from the campsite, so the Joker tells Penguin to escort the Professor to their hideout while he takes care of the campers. Just then, Batman and Robin appear and explain to the Mystery Inc. that the man Scooby and Shaggy saw was Professor Flakey, who had disappeared from his home back in Gotham and was last seen entering the woods with Joker and Penguin. The Mystery Inc. gang ventures into the forest after Shaggy says that he saw a cave on his way in that he thinks the villains are hiding at. At that time, a dryad appears and tries to scare them, startling the gang. Just then, Shaggy and Scooby are separated after Scooby hides inside a log that then falls into the river. So Fred, Velma, and Daphne signal Batman, and they decide to cross a bridge going over this river whenever they find a fiendish troll on the bridge working a handle, causing the van to go back to the team's campsite. And then back at the bridge, unfortunately and very annoyingly, the Triad and Troll are revealed to be Joker and Penguin in disguise, who discuss their plans to interrogate Flakey about his new invention. And this is also the first time, probably I think, that the bad guys unmask themselves for no good reason, just to kind of show it. So then it's just kind of trying to catch Joker and Penguin, which really brings down the enjoyment of the episode of like trying to figure out who's behind it. Even if it's pretty obvious who's behind it, usually in a Scooby-Doo episode, it makes it a lot more fun and a lot more interesting hijinks. But if you already know it, then who cares, really? And then a bunch of hijinks ensues with Batman and Robin kind of very stilted. They don't really fit the episode. They're just kind of like, oh no, that happened. Okay, let's do that. Oh no, that happened. Let's do that. And just the gang are up to their normal antics of like getting stuck places and then getting scared by the ghosts. But at that time, after everybody kind of does their own thing and escapes, Joker and Penguin, having removed their monster disguises, interrogate Flakey and learn his new invention is a flying suit. And being introduced to Flakey's company, we see Batman and Robin balloons, as well as Yogi Bear and Fred Flintstone, so that's a cool Easter egg / callback. There's also Santa there, but the boomerang shows make it more fun.
They're whispering to each other. I think they're ready to make their move.
We better make our move first, before they come this way. I've got it. We'll use the element of surprise.
Here we go. A good old-fashioned Fred trap. Let's see how that goes. It's a tire and a broom. Oh no, I remember doing this as a kid, hiding inside a tire like that and letting your friend or brother roll you.
Yes. What's that? Oh, it's just a tire rolling towards us. Step aside. The feeble-minded fools. Do they think a rolling tire can upset us?
Knocked them clean out, though. They had plenty of time to react. Come on, guys. Oh, he got sand in there. What is that, rubber?
I hope they enjoyed the trip.
Nice, little tiny forklift.
Coming this way. I better move.
Oh, come on. Yep.
Fresh, sticky rubber. Can't walk. I'll jump out.
How are they going to even be able to move that entire barrel with that tiny forklift? That's full-on metal and covered in rubber.
We've got to rescue him. I've got it.
What are they going to do with just that forklift,
You
though?
won't get away. We won't get away.
Keep it up, Daph. You're right on target.
Joker, this simpleton is stuck here anyway. Let's go after the big ball bombardiers. It's Shaggy and Scooby. Like High Crusader.
Oh, that was quick. Okay. So, they got there.
Who's in the lab? Professor Flakey and the kids. The bad guys went in the factory.
I like how Shaggy calls them the kids, too. That's funny.
You and Scooby stand there in the shadow of the building and guard the
vehicle enter through the skylight when Joker and Penguin break in to steal the invention.
Gosh, I never thought I'd see the day when the dynamic duo turned chicken. Like they just got here and now they're flying away. Where are they gonna land? Like I was just asking a simple question. You don't have to bark at me.
That's a fun joke. Saying roof, but it comes out rough because of his thing. Oh, there they are again. Show the balloons again. Nice.
Oh my, I think I hear footsteps on the roof. Footsteps on the roof. Uh-oh, it's Jenker and Penguin. Well, they may get me, but they won't get my flying suit.
Yep, here we go. Oh, of course it immediately fell on Scooby.
Somebody threw away some kind of a costume.
And Scooby immediately puts it on, no questions asked.
I like the kind they have on an accordion. Hey, maybe these make music. You're out.
Oh my gosh, it works pretty well then, like 0 to 60 in like a couple seconds.
Scooby, I'm coming. Yes. Now our
Of course, everybody heard that at the same time, so we can end this episode.
Gotta ground that hound, and then scoot with the suit. Button the landing press. Land the pressing button. Oh, press the landing button.
Flakey's such a... I love his voice. It's so good for what he is. Oh no, he's gonna run into Fred. Oh, never mind. Now he's gonna run into a chimney. Jeez. Pretty good directional awareness for that suit, though, kinda. Like, it... real quick.
Those heroes are trying to rescue that flying flea bag. Gotta get them down before they get hit up. Penguin, use your arm as a spear. Puncture the flying suit.
Really? He can do that? How good is he at throwing? Oh my gosh. Of course he got Batman, though. Because Shaggy was on Batman. Even though there's 4 other balloons next to Batman. It definitely feels like big, though, since we have a Batman balloon and like a helicopter and everything. The DC episodes feel like big, like location-wise and like material-wise, since there's a bunch of different gadgets and stuff. But this one was especially kind of not as good.
The game's up, Penguin. Head for the gate.
And that's it. That's how they're captured.
Well, you captured them again, Batman.
Wow.
Congratulations.
Thank
Okay.
you, Fred, but I didn't capture them. This balloon did.
Yes, but the balloon's Batman.
The credit for this should go to Shaggy and Scooby.
Yes, if it weren't for Scabby and Shooby. Shaggy and
He reminds me of Porky Pig.
Shaggy and Scooby. Right. I always liked Shaggy because he's dumb to kind animals. Bird brain, you mean kind of dumb animals. Dumb. Like my partner. My ex-partner. This cornball put me behind the 8 ball. You lanky, laughing, loony bird. You don't have much brain.
His face whenever it was wide open like that was so weird. Oh, here goes Scooby again.
Oh no, not again.
Relax, kid. Scooby's got the hang of it now.
How, though? Like, Batman didn't know that. And Scooby, I guess, just has control now. Alright, and that was the Caped Crusader Caper. So definitely not as strong as the previous Batman episode, which was the second episode of this series, which I rated a 6.5 because I enjoyed it. It had a lot of stealth moments, but for this one, they basically rehashed the same thing but made it even worse. They used Penguin and Joker again. I don't know if they don't have access to other DC characters from the Super Friends kind of show area, but they could have used Poison Ivy, Mr. Freeze, the Riddler, various characters they could have used. Makes it very boring using the same one, especially since they were kind of like a done deal captured at the end, and also revealing who they are as the bad guys very, very quickly on the bridge was very boring too. Ruins it, like a Scooby-Doo episode just makes it a Batman episode, just not really bothering with that. Also, their villain suits in general just weren't very fun either. It was just a weird kind of tree thing, kind of like a tree from the Lorax but with a leg, and then a kind of like red-headed hunchback as the troll. So not very fun that way either. I just felt like for me overall, it's not as good. There wasn't really much going on with it. Batman and Robin were just thrown into it with no real regard because, like Batman said, Shaggy and Scooby did everything, so there was no reason to have Batman and Robin there. They didn't really save anybody or do anything fun. They just kind of repeated the villains and did the same kind of beats as their first episode of the series that they were in. Yeah, just padded the runtime, 42 minutes long. That could have honestly been, if you had like Joker and Robin, just the Scooby Gang, that would have been actually pretty interesting since, Joker and Penguin, since that would have been just the Scooby Gang fighting DC villains without Batman and Robin. Maybe they could have said like Batman and Robin are too busy doing something else maybe. And that would have been a fun episode because Batman and Robin don't really change very much. Like the episode without them and as like a regular episode probably would have ended in like 10 minutes of all that happened. And then Professor Flakey, he was a interesting character. He wasn't the best. He was definitely a bit annoying with his kind of Porky Pig voice, but I thought he was kind of enjoyable, but he definitely was hard to swallow, especially when you're like, come on, dude, do your thing. But it's one of those things that I think they're going for is that, geniuses are always a bit crazy or something going on with them, and I think that's what they were doing, but it's just kind of a bit stilted of how they try to do it. But I think overall, this one really didn't hit. I think I'm going to probably give it I don't think it's horrible, because I did like the state of the world and like like how big it felt because it's DC, so they have a bunch of different gadgets, and there's 4 DC characters that show up, random guest star of Professor Flakey, like a random person with the Scooby Gang, like mentioning it, and just always cool to see like the crossover, like the Fred Flintstone and Yogi Bear references as well was pretty interesting. So I think I'm gonna give it a 3. I don't think it's horrible. I don't think it's like 2 territory like Jekyll and Hyde or Ghastly Ghost Town. But I think 3 tied with Natsu Coming to Dinner for now. I will change my ratings as I go through next time. But I think a 3 would be a good score for this one. It just really didn't hit. I feel like it was very stilted, very padded, and it didn't really do much for the overall Scooby-Doo kind of universe, I guess you could say. So I think that's going to do it for me. I'm going to keep it rather short again this episode, just so we can edit some more and release some more. As I'm saying, I am watching the episode through and then just getting like a summary using the wiki and also what I can think of that would be important. But a lot of it in this episode was just kind of like, go to do this thing, get this thing, destroy that thing, and it just kind of wasn't even worth talking about, really, how I ended up feeling about it. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time for the last episode of this first season of the new Scooby-Doo movies. Have a great day.